just keep believing, for life always holds miracles. Life sometimes brings storms, endless days shrouded in darkness, where no way out seems to exist. Yet, in those very moments, faith becomes the key, unlocking doors to wonders we never could have imagined. Miracles don't always come as grand events. Sometimes they're just a fleeting smile, a helping hand when we're lost, or a small opportunity that's enough to change our entire journey. Like a seed quietly sprouting beneath the soil, as long as we trust and remain patient, tomorrow will surely shine brighter than today. So, keep believing, because life's miracles are never absent. They're always waiting for us to see them with an open heart and unwavering faith. Live courageously, for we all must die once. Don't pass through time without leaving a trace. Let's strive to die only once. The truth about death is inescapable, but what's far more frightening is living a dim, fleeting life, passing through days without ever leaving a mark on the journey of existence. Living courageously doesn't mean being reckless, but daring to face fears, daring to step forward, even when the path ahead is shrouded in mist. Don't let time slip through your fingers like sand, leaving nothing but regret. The traces we leave might be a kind gesture, a wholehearted love, a humble creation, or even just the smiles we've sown into the world. For living fully is the way to ensure that when death comes, we leave only our body once, not dying countless times in the meaninglessness of repetitive days. So, live in a way that when you look back, you can smile and say, I truly lived. There are two ways to change your life. Start positive actions and stop negative ones. Life is like a garden. If we keep planting seeds of negativity, procrastination, pessimism, destructive habits, our garden will soon be overgrown with weeds, stifling and gray. But with just a small change, less complaining, shedding self-doubt, stopping one misstep, we create space for something new. And when we start sowing positive seeds, a word of encouragement, a kind act, a healthy habit, our garden will gradually burst with color, fragrance, and vitality. Change doesn't come from grand gestures all at once. It comes from small steps, from patience with ourselves, from daring to say enough to the bad, and let's begin to the good. Just as dawn only appears when the night yields, life truly transforms when we both reject the darkness and turn toward the light. If you do what you need, you're surviving. If you do what you want, you're living. Surviving is repeating obligatory tasks day after day, like a clock ticking steadily flawless, but stirring no emotion in our hearts. We eat to be full, work to get by, breathe to persist, but it's all like a soulless shadow passing through time. Living, on the other hand, is infusing every moment with the breath of desire and joy. It's daring to follow the call of your heart, doing what makes you happy, placing passion on the scales alongside responsibility. The difference is like gazing at a black and white painting versus one bursting with vibrant colors. Surviving gives us the frame, but living brings the light. And sometimes, to shift from surviving to living, all it takes is a small change, choosing what you want over what you must, moving from reluctance to initiative, from endurance to enjoyment. Remember, we weren't born just to survive. We were born to live fully, to write our own stories, not merely to flip through pages already scripted. Life isn't like the movies, with endless chance encounters. In films, we see romantic scenes, two people locking eyes on a street corner, meeting again under sudden rain, or sitting side by side on a train by chance. Everything feels orchestrated by an invisible hand of fate. But real life isn't so glamorous. Amidst the bustling crowd and endless crossroads, a chance encounter is rare, almost a miracle. Life demands more than passive waiting. If we merely sit and hope for a beautiful coincidence, we might wait a lifetime and experience it only a handful of times. Instead, it's our initiative that unlocks meaningful encounters. When we step out of our comfort zones, open our hearts, and live fully in the present, we create opportunities for connections, not just wait for them to find us. Life may not be like the movies, but it can be more radiant than any film if we seize the moment and craft our own stories. And then, every encounter won't just be a chance meeting, but a true mark we etch into our lives. No one is truly honest. No one is unchanging. And no one belongs to anyone forever. Why, then, must we treat some people or moments as so significant? Humans are inherently imperfect. Everyone has moments of insincerity, phases of change due to circumstances, time, or growth. Clinging too tightly to someone or placing excessive expectations on a relationship often only leads to hurt. We forget that no one belongs to anyone forever. Each person who crosses our path is like a stop along the journey. Some leave warm memories, some leave wounds, and others pass like a fleeting breeze. So, instead of viewing certain people or moments as everything, learn to let go lightly. Cherish what comes. Smile at what leaves. Life doesn't require us to strain to hold on to what isn't ours. The most important thing is to preserve inner peace, to value ourselves, and avoid being swept away by the cycle of gain and loss. For when we stop placing others above ourselves, we find true freedom. Love and friendship aren't about never arguing, but about arguing and still staying together for a lifetime. If love or friendship is a song, disagreements are the low notes that highlight the sweet melody. No relationship is always harmonious, for we are distinct individuals with unique thoughts, personalities, and personal wounds. Arguments aren't always cracks. Sometimes they're how two souls learn to touch each other more deeply, to understand each other more clearly. The value of a bond doesn't lie in never having conflict, but in the ability to overcome it. When a relationship is strong enough, we learn to listen through anger, to find each other's hands amidst discord. Arguments are just passing showers, while true love and friendship are like the sky, vast, forgiving, and still clear after the storm. Perhaps true happiness isn't finding someone who never makes us sad, but finding someone, a friendship, a connection, that despite all the quarrels we still choose to stay with, to walk with, to the very end. Those who care for me, I'll care for them tenfold. Those who don't care for me, on what grounds should I keep trying? In life, we've all poured our hearts into someone, only to receive indifference or coldness in return. We try, we endure, we sacrifice, only to find ourselves lost in a relationship we once cherished. That's why this saying is a mirror. True affection never stems from obligation. If someone doesn't want to walk with us, doesn't offer even a bit of care, why should we cling? Why keep hurting ourselves? But for those who are sincere, even with the smallest gesture of care, I want to repay them with all my heart. For affection is a resonance. When both sides nurture it, it grows into a warm flame. But if only one side kindles the fire, sooner or later, it will burn out. So, love those who deserve it. Cherish those who cherish you. For only by choosing wisely can we preserve peace and freedom in our hearts. Never change yourself for others. If they can't accept you with all your flaws, they don't deserve you with all your virtues. In life, we all carry both light and shadow, strengths and shortcomings. No one is perfect, and no one can please everyone. If someone only wants you when you've polished yourself to fit their expectations, that's not love, it's selfish selection. True love accepts you even when you're clumsy, short-tempered, or mistaken, because they see that behind those flaws is a person striving, carrying so much goodness within. Change to grow, to better yourself that's worthwhile. But changing just to be accepted, to avoid being left behind, is like denying your own worth. Remember, those who deserve you see your cracks and still view you as a complete masterpiece. For only by living authentically can we find relationships that are true. Only women lacking charm think men are fickle. Only men lacking substance think women are materialistic. In truth, love and choices in relationships always go hand in hand with self-worth. A woman with confidence and charm, not just in beauty, but in wisdom and independence, won't dwell on fleeting flattery, for she knows true allure lies in inspiring respect and lasting commitment, not just passing glances. Likewise, a man with strength and substance won't fear materialistic women because he knows he can provide security, stability, and happiness for the one he loves. The fear of fickleness or materialism only arises when we feel inadequate, when we lack confidence in our own worth. Instead of judging others, look within. Are we charming enough, strong enough, confident enough to build a lasting bond? True love isn't built on suspicion, but on mutual worth. When both strive to better themselves, there's no room left for baseless fears. Learn to let go, give yourself a new beginning, and with enough faith and courage, success will always come to you. Letting go isn't failure. Letting go is daring to admit that some things, some people, no longer belong on our journey. Like a tree shedding old leaves to grow new ones, life requires letting go of the past to embrace the future. Let go of a bad habit, and you make room for good ones. Let go of a toxic relationship, and you create space for a healthy one to enter. More importantly, letting go demands faith and courage. Faith that better things lie ahead, and courage to walk alone through fear. Only when our hearts are freed from unworthy burdens can we move forward lightly, and that courage will lead us to new opportunities, to doors of success we never imagined. For life doesn't reward those who cling to the past, but smiles on those who dare to begin anew, even if their hands bear the scars of letting go. Caring too much leads to overthinking. Stop caring, and you won't even bother to think. In truth, what keeps us tossing and turning at night are the things we hold in our hearts. A careless word, a fleeting glance, a prolonged silence, they become sharp needles piercing us only because we still care. The more we feel, the greater our expectations, the more tangled our thoughts become. But when we learn to be at peace, when our hearts are wide enough to let go, what once caused pain becomes a passing breeze. What others do, say, or think no longer holds weight to anchor our hearts. Then we realize peace doesn't come from a calm world, but from caring less about what doesn't matter. Perhaps maturity is just that, knowing what to cherish, but also what to release, knowing who to care for, what to value, and when to stop when the heart grows weary. For only when we stop caring about the unworthy do we make room to think of what's beautiful and truly joyful. Life is short. Kiss slowly, laugh loudly, love sincerely, and forgive quickly. Life is but a fleeting moment in the endless flow of time. We often chase fame or wealth, forgetting that what lingers longest are the simplest emotions. A kiss given, don't rush it. Let it become a memory etched deep in the heart. A laugh, let it ring out loud, so the world knows you've lived with fullness and joy. Love, give it with sincerity, for only true devotion can nurture lasting happiness. And forgive, do it swiftly, for holding on to grudges is like locking yourself in an invisible cage. Life is short. No one knows what tomorrow holds. But if we live fully today, love deeply, and forgive generously, then even as time rushes by, we can smile and say, I haven't wasted this life. Before you act, listen. Before you react, think. Before you spend, earn. Before you criticize, wait. Before you pray, forgive. Before you give up, try. For humans often act on instinct, hearing something displeasing and reacting, facing hardship and losing heart, wanting something and spending recklessly. But this saying teaches us that every moment in life needs a pause to listen, to think, to wait. That small pause can lead to great outcomes. Listen before acting, and you'll understand more and err less. Think before reacting, and you'll stay calm instead of regretful. Earn before spending, and you'll learn the value of labor. Wait before criticizing, and you'll see things with fairness and empathy. Forgive before praying, and you'll free your own heart. Try before giving up, and you'll give yourself a chance at success that seemed out of reach. Life is short, yet long enough to learn calm maturity. Sometimes, the difference between a life of regret and a life of meaning lies in the moment we pause, reflect, and then move forward. People don't easily forget anything. They're just trying to find a better way to deal with the past. The past is like an etching on stone, impossible to erase, only to be seen through different eyes. We might forget a face or a voice, but the emotions we've felt linger quietly in our hearts, waiting for a moment to awaken. So, forgetting isn't truly erasing, but learning to live peacefully with those memories. Some tuck the past into a small corner, so it no longer stings when recalled. Some see it as a lesson to grow stronger and more resilient. Others turn sorrow into motivation, loss into strength, as if using their wounds to bloom a flower. In truth, we don't need to force ourselves to forget. What matters is learning to treat memories gently, so when we recall them, we can smile instead of cry. Tears for the past, whether beautiful or painful, is part of what makes us who we are today. And as long as we embrace it with calm, we are truly free. Life is wonderful if you know how to live and dare to live. Try living the way you want, starting today, so that when your time runs out, you won't regret not doing so many things, big or small. This saying rings like a bell, reminding us that life isn't a draft to hesitate over. Each passing day is a printed page, unerasable, unrewritable. So, if we only exist in a safe routine, repeating familiar habits, we may end up with nothing but regret. Living doesn't mean doing extraordinary things, but giving yourself the chance to experience, trying something you're passionate about, saying the words of love you haven't yet spoken, daring to forgive, stepping onto an untrodden path. These seemingly small things weave together a life worth remembering. Daring to live means choosing yourself, breaking free from what confines you, and owning every moment. And when we live fully today, tomorrow, when our time runs low, we can smile peacefully and say, I truly lived. No matter how far you've gone, if you're lost, you can always turn back. In life's journey, we all stray at times, choosing the wrong career, loving the wrong person, trusting the wrong place, or simply losing ourselves. Some steps cost us years, effort, and we think it's too late to start over. But the truth is different. Every moment we recognize a mistake is a new beginning. Turning back isn't cowardice, it's courage. It demands facing the truth, accepting losses, and opening our hearts to new possibilities. Like a river meeting a bend, it doesn't crash into the cliff, but gently curves to keep flowing. So too with us, turning back isn't denying the past, but keeping the future open. So don't fear having gone too far. Don't trap yourself in the notion of it's too late. With one brave turn, you'll see countless paths ahead and still a chance to live the life you want. Whoever speaks well of me behind my back is my friend. In life, it's not hard to find people by your side in good times, but rare are those who still hold respect when you're not around. Praising someone to their face can be mere courtesy, but speaking kindly when they're absent, that's true sincerity. For then, there's no gain to seek, no favor to curry, only genuine regard from the heart. Such a friend is a gift. They don't just stand by you when the lights are bright, but guard your honor in the shadows you don't see. And sometimes, the kind words spoken behind your back are the clearest proof that such a friendship is worth cherishing for life. In the vast sea of people, if you find someone who speaks well of you when you're not there, hold them close, for they're not just a friend, but a soulmate. We may not look at each other, may not hear each other speak, but don't let go of each other's hands, for letting go means losing. In any relationship, love, friendship, or family, there will be times of exhaustion when we choose silence over words, turning away over facing each other. But what matters isn't how many times we disagree, but whether we still hold each other's hands. A clasped hand is a silent promise. Despite the hardships, I'm still here. Even in silence, I won't let go. For when hands part, the distance grows beyond mere steps into an ocean of separation. And what we lose isn't just a person, but the years, memories, and love we once built. So, give each other space if needed, but don't let that space become abandonment. For as long as we hold hands, every storm will pass, and we'll still have each other in this vast life. A smiling person doesn't mean they have no sorrow. It means they have the strength to cope with that sorrow. A smile isn't always a sign of joy. Sometimes it's a cloak shielding wounds. Behind smiling lips may be a heart that's bled, pains yet to heal, or voids that can't be filled. But their ability to smile proves they're strong enough not to be defeated by sorrow, resilient enough to turn pain into motivation. Some choose to cry to release. Others choose to smile to stand firm. Both are worthy of respect, but a smile after a storm carries a unique beauty. It's no longer mere joy, but the light of overcoming. So, when you see someone smiling despite a tough life, don't assume they're carefree or shallow. Perhaps they're silent warriors, teaching us a precious lesson about inner strength. Sorrow doesn't vanish, but we can learn to live with it, smiling. No one can give what they don't have. If you want to bring joy and happiness to those you love, you must first live joyfully and happily yourself. Happiness to those you love, you must first live joyfully and happily yourself. Imagine a weary, sorrowful mother. Can she bring laughter to her children? Or a man burdened with worries, can he offer peace to the woman by his side? Only when we learn to be joyful, to love ourselves, can that joy spread naturally, without force or pretense. Living happily for yourself isn't selfish, it's a responsibility, for we can only give what we truly possess. So, Nurture joy. Plant seeds of happiness in your soul first. Then, when your heart is full, you can share love with others fully and enduringly. As a child, I thought only medicine was bitter. Growing up, I realized many things are far more bitter. As a child, the bitterness of medicine made us wince and cry, thinking nothing could be worse. But stepping into life, we learn true bitterness lies not on the tongue, but deep in the heart. Bitter is when a trusted friendship shatters. Bitter is when a love thought to last forever fades in a moment. Bitter is when sincere efforts go unrecognized, when hope turns to disappointment, when trust is betrayed. These bitternesses can't be swallowed quickly like a pill, nor forgotten after a night's sleep. They gnaw at us, pause us, force us to learn resilience. Yet, it's through tasting these bitters that we grow. We learn to cherish joy, to treasure happiness, and realize, without bitterness, we'd never fully taste sweetness. Life is like that. Bitterness and sweetness walk hand in hand, and perhaps maturity is daring to smile after swallowing each bitter pill of life. I don't wish to be everything to everyone, but I want to be something to someone. We can't and don't need to please the entire world. For the more we try to be everything to everyone, the more we risk losing ourselves in endless expectations, comparisons, and judgments. But if we can be something, a friend to confide in, a pillar to rely on, a comfort to recall in someone's life, our existence gains meaning. Like a small lamp in the dark, it can't light up the whole sky, but it's enough to warm a lost soul. Or like a note in a symphony, it doesn't make the whole song, but without it, the melody feels incomplete. So, live not to be remembered by the world, but so that at least one person, when thinking of you, can smile and say, they were a vital part of my life. In life, many things can't be changed, only chosen to be accepted or not. Life never runs according to our wishes. Some things we strive for exhaust us, yet the outcome remains unchanged. Some people, no matter how much we love them, can't stay by our side forever. Some losses, no matter how much we cry, can't be reclaimed. These are things we can't alter, non-negotiable with fate. So, the only thing we can do is choose how to accept them. Acceptance isn't surrender, but a mature attitude, facing the truth, embracing it, then choosing a new path. Like when rain falls, we can't stop it, but we can choose to hold an umbrella or dance in it. When one door closes, we can lament forever or turn to see other doors opening. Our attitude of acceptance shapes the quality of our lives. For what we can't change, we change our perspective. And sometimes, in acceptance, we find the peace we couldn't grasp while struggling in despair. If you believe the lines on your palm dictate your fate, don't forget they're still in the palm of your hand. People often look at their palms to seek their destiny, hoping to know whether life holds joy or pain. But while fixated on those lines, we forget one thing: they rest within our own hands. This means fate isn't just predetermined. It's something we can grasp, shape, and rewrite. Life is like a page with a few lines already drawn, but the pen remains in our hands. We can add colors, curve new paths, turn fractures into graceful arcs. Destiny isn't found in waiting or complaining, but in every action, choice, and courage we show daily. The lines on your palm may hint at part of the story, but your hands clenched, open, working, loving are the truest testament to your fate. So, don't just stare at your palm for answers. Lift your head, step forward, and let your hands carve the path. The entire ocean can't sink a ship unless water seeps inside. Likewise, all the negativity in the world can't bring you down unless you let it seep into you. A small ship amidst vast waves seems fragile against towering storms, yet it crosses the ocean, for no matter how fierce the waves outside, as long as the hull is sturdy and keeps water out, the ship won't sink. So it is with us. Life is full of pessimism, gossip, criticism, and unwanted pain, but they only become burdens when we let them seep into our souls, breaking our faith and weighing down our hearts. Keeping a steadfast mindset is like keeping the ship of life from sinking. We can't always stop the winds or waves, but we can learn to steer, to seal our hearts against toxicity, and open them only to light, love, and faith. Cherish what you have before time teaches you to cherish what you had. We often chase what's yet to come or regret what's gone, neglecting the present. We overlook simple family dinners until a seat at the table is empty. We ignore caring messages until the phone no longer rings from that person. We neglect our health until a sudden illness strikes, and then what was teaches us the sting of loss. Cherishing the present doesn't mean stopping the pursuit of the future, but valuing the simple things around us. A smile, a hug, a moment of peace. For these small things connect, warm, and give life meaning. Time is a harsh teacher. It teaches by taking away. But if we learn before loss strikes, we'll live more fully, warmly, with fewer regrets. So, instead of waiting for what was, start cherishing what is. It's experiences, not anything else, that shape who you are. We're born with empty hands, but through every event, joy, fall, and moment of happiness, those experiences carve our character, soul, and strength. Not fame, not wealth, nor fleeting externals, but what we've lived through, felt, and endured defines our unique self. A scar can tell a story of resilience. A radiant smile may hide countless tears. A calm gaze today is the fruit of thousands of past struggles. Experiences transform us from fragile seeds into sturdy trees, from merely existing to truly living. And sometimes the most painful experiences are the most precious materials, for it's the dark nights that teach us to love the dawn. It's loss that teaches us to cherish what remains. It's failure that teaches us to rise and triumph. So, don't fear mistakes or shy away from challenges. For every mark on your journey, sweet or bitter, is crafting the unique and wonderful version of you. Stay with those who make you laugh, even when you're tired or unhappy. In life's busy flow, we all have dark days, moments of exhaustion when our hearts feel heavy and smiles seem lost. And in those times, the presence of someone not grand or overly sweet, but who can make us laugh, even just a little, is a healing balm. Laughter is the universal language of happiness, and those who bring it to us in our weakest moments are worth cherishing, for they see not only our joy, but stay with us through our sorrows. Like a small lamp, not enough to banish all darkness, but enough to light and warm the longest nights. Life is short, time is precious. Don't waste it with those who weigh down your heart. Choose those who turn exhaustion into laughter, sorrow into memories, and ordinary days into ones worth living. For in the end, happiness isn't finding someone perfect, but someone who makes you smile, even when you don't want to.